Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up.
Hey listeners, I want to welcome you back to another episode of Life with Grit. Today is going to be even more of a different episode than the special episode I just uploaded, because today is going to be raw audio. I'm on my walk today. It's my first workout of 75 hard day 5, and you're going to hear like my breath because I was running and everything, but we're walking now. We're going to talk, and yes, walks are a great workout because they're great for the mental state as well. So I'm going to reflect on what I talked about in that special episode, maybe not specifically the relationships, but rather expand upon the self-validation thing through social media, and then how that extends itself into other avenues of life. So to start out, I participate in this actively as well. I think we all understand, though, that social media is not always a good thing. Sometimes it's a great thing. You can spread awareness, or for example, Nick and I are using it as a means to get word out about our podcast. Stuff like that, it's great. But the overall context now that we see mostly is someone posting an image, including myself. Not as much lately, but I used to definitely be there. Posting an image, a video, something like that, in order to get likes or views. And we find validation through that. And there's an issue there. First of all, not only has that become our main means of communication, but rather the issue with that, I should say, is we have taken away face-to-face interactions with one another. So we take away reading emotional, like face expressions, and we all know that adds a lot of meaning to someone's words. A lot of stuff through social media or text can get misinterpreted because we simply do not have body language as a secondary means of transmitting the message that is trying to be sent. So why do we post? Why do we seek that validation through a means like that rather than, per se, being in direct communication face-to-face with someone? Really don't know the answer to that. I don't know why I'm that way too, but I think it's something that we as a society need to work on. And a lot of it lends itself to us finding our happiness again in how others view us, rather than realizing who we are as an individual and finding worth through that. So I want all of us to reflect on that more, myself included. I'm going to continue to do that. But I was listening to a video, or rather watching a video. The pastor from Elevation Church was talking about how there is no worse strategy than to put your self-worth and happiness in the hands of someone else. First of all, to expand upon that, you have control over who you are as a person, and I truthfully think you have a lot of control over your emotions and specifically your happiness. So why would you take something you have control over and give it to someone else to control? Or sometimes I would put a negative turn on it and say manipulate, right? Control seems negative, but manipulation is definitely more the negative side of control. So why would we give that to someone else? It's because we have ingrained in us now that our self-worth, because of how society views everything, is found in how others view us. So to go from a Christian aspect to this pastor continued saying, not only is it the worst method to finding your happiness by giving it to someone else to control, they also just simply don't know what you need as a person. And the deal with God, you controlling your happiness and having Him control it, is God not only knows what you need, He has what you need. So for me, that's been a big part of my growth, is realizing that. And again, secular view too, just I have control over this, so why would I let someone else have control of it? And this, again, can be furthered by surrounding yourself with people of similar value. So Nick and I, for example, obviously you can tell by listening to previous podcasts, very close, good friends. He controls his own happiness, I control mine. However, he elevates me. He gets to participate in my happiness. I get the same thing from him. I would describe ourselves as friends who are equally yoked. Now, what that means from a Christian perspective is being in a relationship, not romantic in any sense. Doesn't have to be, it can be. But having people who are of similar value, who are working towards the same goal as you. So a yoke, for example, is the piece of wood that would bind two oxen together when they were plowing. You can imagine if you have one who's weaker pulling the other direction than the other, it's not going to go very well. So we are called to be equally yoked as Christians. But again, from a secular point of view, we should be equally yoked just in society with who we surround ourselves with, because that will only further us as people. It will help us build more self-confidence without actually finding the validation from those friends, but rather simply because they're encouraging. That is going to help you build your own self-confidence. So that's all I got today, guys. Beautiful day out. I don't care where you're at. It's a new day, so it's a beautiful day out. We've been given another. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage